Now we'll work out some problems that is to prepare the trading account. Okay, so before that some small problems are there. Not to prepare the account, just take page number 18.61. Ascertain cost of goods sold from the following, that is question number 18. We are doing practical problems. Before that practical problems you have some short answer type questions. 18.61 exercise 18, practical problem 18, question number 18. Cost of goods sold you have to compute. We have discussed this particular term in the chapter trial balance. Cost of goods sold. Cost means its expense. It's not sales that you have to remember. Sales and cost of goods sold both are different. Sales means income for you. Cost of goods sold means it's an expense. So here we are asked to compute cost of goods sold, and the formula you have learned before. What is that? Opening stock plus net purchases plus direct expenses minus closing stock. So we have to just apply this formula, substitute the figures, you will be getting the cost of goods sold. Okay, so write cost of goods sold formula first. Cost of goods sold is equal to opening stock plus net purchases plus direct expenses minus closing stock. Okay, now this net purchases means that also you know what is net purchases. It is total purchases minus purchases return. Total purchases minus purchases return, that is net purchases. Okay, that means what you show on the debit side of trading. You remember the format of trading. We have to write two purchases less purchases return. Outer column we will write the balance. That outer column figure is called net purchases. Okay, and this we have to take it in cost of goods sold formula. Opening stock plus net purchases plus direct expenses minus closing stock. That you have learned already. Now you just apply the formula. All these items are given. Opening stock, what is the amount? 8,500. Always you must write the formula. Then purchases is directly given. You don't have to compute this. Net purchases, it's directly given. Only total purchases are there. No purchases returned. That means you don't have to deduct anything. Just take the same figure. Then direct expenses also given directly. Sometimes they will be giving some items, you will have to choose from that. Indirect expenses can be taken? No, it is only the direct expense which you have to add. Then less closing stock, that is 9,000. You just compute the figure, you will get amount of rupees 35,000. That's all. Okay. So we just applied the formula. Similarly, we have one more formula to get the gross profit. Gross profit you can compute either by doing the trading account, prepare the format of trading and compute, or else one formula also you can apply depending on the question, that is net sales minus cost of goods sold. Okay, net sales minus cost of goods sold. In this way also you can get the gross profit. If net sales and cost of goods are directly given, you can just apply this formula and get the value of gross profit. No need to do the entire format and all. Okay. Depending on the items given in the question, you have to choose. Or if they ask you to prepare trading account, of course you will have to prepare the account and compute gross profit. Or if it is just a question to get the gross profit, and if these two figures are given, you just have to apply this formula. No need to do the account. Okay. So gross profit is equal to net sales minus cost of goods sold. Just see the next question, 19th question. Cash sales given, credit sales given, cost of goods sold is there. find out gross profit. Okay, and net sales, just like we wrote net purchases, net sales formula what we can write is total sales minus sales return, or it is also known as return inwards. Both terms you must know. Okay, this is how we are getting net sales. And in this question, total sales is not directly given. So total sales, what can be total sales formula? That is the total of cash sales and credit sales. Understood? Total sales means cash sales plus credit sales. Then total sales minus sales returns, we will get net sales. That's what we need in this formula. Net sales minus cost of goods sold. Similarly, total purchases will be cash purchases plus credit purchases. Okay, so here in this question, how will you get this net sales? We don't have total sales or net sales in the question directly. What they have given us cash sales and credit sales. You have to start from this formula. Cash sales and credit sales, it is directly given 29,000 and 31,000. So we will get total sales now 29,000 plus 31,000. Your total sales will be now 61,000. Don't double line, just double line your final figure only. Okay. So 61,000 is total sales. So net sales means total sales minus returns, sales returns. Here do we have any sales returns? We don't have any sales returns. So net sales will be same as total sales since we don't have sales returns. Then the question is to get the gross profit. So you can just apply the formula and get the answer. No need to do the account. So gross profit is equal to, once again you can write the formula, net sales minus cost of goods sold. Okay, this is cost of goods sold. You write the entire term cost of goods sold. Don't write COGS and all. Okay. So net sales, the amount you can write 61,000 minus cost of goods sold. Here it's given the amount 52,000. Is it 52,000? Yes. Sorry, net sales it's not 61,000, it's 29 plus 31, it's 60,000. Just correct that. I accidentally wrote this one here. That is actually 60,000. Okay. So 60,000 minus 52,000, your gross profit will be rupees 8,000. Okay, so we just substituted the figures. So you have to thorough with the formula, that's all. Then the next question, now we did 19th one. Okay, now we will work out trading account questions. That's on the next page, 18.62. You have to write the page number and question number always. This is practical problem number 3, which we are going to do. Prepare trading account from the transactions given below. So we will draw the format first, then we will start practical problem number 3. Here you have to prepare the trading account. You can't apply the formula and get the gross profit value. They are asking you to prepare trading account, so format must be done. Give the heading first of all. We are just doing the trading account, not trading and profit and loss account. So you write trading account for the year ended. You can write the date given. Date is not specified, so put some dots. Now the format is 4 columns. Particulars column should be beginner, particulars, amount, particulars, amount. The first item we know what is to be written. This must be written in this particular order itself. To opening stock, the amount is 23,000. Then 2, so the format you must learn clearly. Don't turn your page each time and copy the format. You should be thorough with the format. 2 purchases, you have to see whether the amount to be written in the inner column or outer column. If there is less returns, if there is returns given in the question, you have to write purchases figure in the inner column, or else if there is no returns, you can directly write in the outer column. Here we have purchases return. So purchases figure 29,000 we will write in the inner column, less purchases return. Write within brackets, the return figure here is 2,400, outer column 26,600. So you draw a small line like this just to show the calculation here. So draw a small line in the inner column, then you write the balance in the outer column and write within brackets all negative figures. Then we will write all direct expenses. So you don't have to write the heading like to direct expense, just write directly all the expenses given. So sales returns, we know that it will come on the credit side, sales also will come on the credit side. Did you see carriage inwards? That is a direct expense which you must write here. So carriage inwards you can take here, the amount is 100. There is one more item like depreciation, but where did you see depreciation? It was on the debit side of P&L, profit and loss account. It is an indirect expense. Don't write it here. So debit side is over. Moving on to the credit side, this is the first item you have to write. You must write, don't write closing stock here. First you must write sales. Since there is returns, we will write the figure in the inner column. So less sales return, the amount is 500, that you write within brackets. Then draw a small line in the inner column and write the final figure in the outer column like 24,900. Then we can write by closing stock. Closing stock, the amount is 47,700. So with this trading account is over. What you have to do now is compute the balancing figure. See whether it is a gross profit or a gross loss. So add your debits and credits, find the difference. Here you will be getting a gross profit of 22,900. You do the calculations yourself and get the answer. And the shortage would be on the, which side you got the shortage? Did you all get it on the debit side? There you write, this is the balancing figure which you have to write. Gross profit carry down, the difference figure you can write 22,900. After that, as usual, you must write the totals. Here the total is 72,600. You do all these calculations yourself. Double line your totals, then you can close. Since we are not doing P&L now, you need not write by gross profit brought down, or else we will start P&L like that. So in that case, no need to close your account. We will be continuing P&L in comprehensive questions. Okay. So this is a simple trading account. We will work out practical problem number 7. From the following, prepare trading account. The items given there is, first one is adjusted purchases, which is a new item for you. There is a formula which you have to learn for adjusted purchase. So you write this. This is practical problem number, sorry, not 9, this is 7. Adjusted purchases. That means purchases are getting adjusted with what? You have to write this formula there. Opening stock plus net purchases minus closing stock. So this is almost similar to cost of goods sold, but we are not taking direct expenses here because we are just learning what is adjusted purchases. With purchases we are adjusting two items. One is opening stock, the other is closing stock. Don't write opening capital and all. This is opening stock. Okay. So opening stock plus purchases, these two we will add. From that we are deducting closing stock. This is how we are adjusting opening stock and closing stock with the purchased figure. This is similar to cost of goods sold, Only thing is we are not taking direct expense. There we were finding the cost of goods which is sold. So we included the direct expenses and all. Here you can just take, or you need to take only the value of adjusted purchases. We are adjusting these two, only these two against purchases figure. Now when you start the trading account, the usual item which you write on the debit side is opening stock, isn't it? But should we write opening stock on the debit side? You need not write, because if you see in the question, opening stock is not there in the question also, and you need not find the value of opening stock. Instead of that, they have given, the first item they have given is adjusted purchases. Did you see? Adjusted purchases, the amount is given directly 6,60,000. Okay, 6,60,000 is the adjusted purchases. So now what you have to understand is all these three items are being adjusted in this 6,60,000. So when you do trading account, usually you will be writing two opening stock, which is not given in the question here, which is not needed also. Instead of that, they have given the value of adjusted purchases. It's not net purchases, it is the adjusted purchases. All these three are getting adjusted. So if do you want to write opening stock again? No need. Already we are writing two adjusted purchases. Again you need not write two opening stock, because it's being included in this adjusted purchases. Similarly, two purchases should we write again? No, we already wrote two adjusted purchases, that is enough. Then should we write closing stock on the credit side? In this situation, no. Because again the same reason, everything is adjusted in this 6,60,000. So you just have to write two adjusted purchases on the debit side. So I'll show you how to write that. As usual, you draw the format. Trading account for the year ended is the date given here, 31st March 2020. Okay, so the first item, not two opening stock. Here we don't have opening stock. You write to adjusted purchases 6,60,000. Then the next item given there is sales is there. Sales will come on the credit side. By sales, you can write the figure in the outer column because there is no sales returns. So by sales figure you can write directly on the outer column. Then we have closing stock, that also on the credit side. Closing stock, it is 5,400. Then freight and carriage inwards, that is the shipping and transportation charges, and it is written inwards. So it's related to purchases or production. So it's direct in nature, which we can write it here. Direct expenses must be written because adjusted purchases does not include direct expense. So that we have to write freight and carriage inwards 3,600. Then wages, it's direct expense, so wages also we have to write. The amount is 6,000. The last one, freight and carriage outwards. Outwards means related to sales. It is indirect, don't take it here. Okay, so exclude that item. Okay, we wrote closing stock. See, closing stock won't be written here. I took it as a normal question. See, closing stock we can't write because adjusted purchases we discussed already. No, already these three items are being adjusted. So closing stock again, don't write on the credit side. I had asked you to exclude, but accidentally I wrote it on the credit side. Don't make this mistake when you do for the exam. So adjusted purchase, already we have adjusted these three items: opening stock, closing stock, purchases, the net purchase. So no need to write by closing stock, no need to write to opening stock, to net purchases and all. Okay, so this is over now. You have to find the balance. It will result in gross profit here. So you write to gross profit carried down 74,400. Then you write the totals and close it. The totals here will be 7,44,000. Yeah, only that sales is there on the credit side. 7,44,000. Okay, we'll just work out P&L account question, that is on page number 18.64, practical problem number 11. That also we'll work out. There is only P&L. They are not doing trading and P&L, just the P&L. So with which item you will have to start with? Either a gross profit or a gross loss. If it is gross profit, you have to start from the credit side, because in your trading it's there on the debit. So when you start P&L, it must be on the opposite side. So in that question we are given, see, did you see the last sentence? Practical problem number 11. Gross profit was 45% of sales, which amounted to 6,50,000. What they have given in the question is sales value, not gross profit. What we need is the gross profit with which we can start the P&L. So compute your gross profit. How will you compute? 6,50,000 into 45%. Understood? Read the sentence. Gross profit was 45% of sales, which amounted to 6,50,000, which means the word given just before that which is sales. And sales figure is given 6,50,000. You have to compute the gross profit percentage. So we'll write this. You give the heading profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2020. Okay, so we are starting with the gross profit. By gross profit brought down, you compute 6,50,000 into 45%. Compute this figure. It is 2,92,500. With this figure you will start doing. Then all indirect expense on the debit side, indirect incomes on the credit side. So we can write the first one, salary and wages, which is indirect. So you take it here. Salary and wages, the amount is 30,000. Then to commission paid. Even if you simply write commission, the meaning is that is commission paid. Okay, if they simply write commission, take it as paid always. If it is received, they will specify it. Then to postage and courier. The amount is 1,500. So you just have to write like this, but make sure you are writing indirect items. Insurance 3,000, all these are indirect, which you can find in your format. Insurance amount is 3,000. Then interest paid 4,000. Then we have carriage outwards, which you can take here because it is indirect, that is 5,000. If they simply give an item like carriage, not mention whether it is inwards or outwards, you take it as inwards. That means you take it as direct expense if nothing is mentioned. Advertising, here you can write, then discount allowed, all these will come here. $10,000 and $18,000. Then the next is rent received. Then interest on investment. You invested some amount, on that you are getting. So rent received, interest on investment, these two are indirect incomes which should be written on the credit side. Rent received 17,000. Then interest on investment 15,000. Then bad debts, it's a loss which should be debited in P&L, brokerage also to be debited. $9,000 and $950. Okay, with that, okay, items are over. You have to just find the balance. See whether it is a net profit or a net loss. Here the shortage is on the debit side. So you will be getting a net profit of 2,41,050, right, as net profit. Transfer to, where you are taking this net profit? We are adding it with the capital account in the balance sheet. So write to net profit transfer to capital account. If you don't have time, you just write to net profit carried down. Okay. So with this, your P&L is over. You have to write the totals. Here the total is 3,24,500. So this chapter involves so many calculations. Calculation means only addition and subtraction, nothing else. But you must do it correctly. Don't make careless mistakes. So now we learned trading account and then we learned P&L also. In next video we will see how to do a combined question.